Welcome to the Loveland Report and Lone Ranger Show. I am Cleve Loveland, back for our third and final segment with Bruce Woodburn, the Lone Ranger.
That's it.
We've been talking numbers, we've been talking days on the market, what trends are out there, how to revitalize a listing. Now we're going to dig into, I want to talk about holiday selling, Bruce. I always get, as soon as the Halloween candy goes out, I get people calling, I don't know, I'm thinking about selling now, but what about the holidays? We're going to sell just as many homes this holiday season. We'll sell more than last holiday season.
Well, yeah, I hope so.
And that's kind of, it's true up north if they got to fight snow drifts, those
Yep.
home, their sales probably drop to 30% of what they normally are. Our sales drop to about 60, 70% of what they are during the summer. But we've got two things here. Central Florida is a hot market and interest rates coming down, inventory coming down. I think our market will speed up. I'm hoping we can, I'm always optimistic. I'm the eternal optimist. I hope that we can catch our fall winter sales can be the same as our summer sales. That'd be a big ask.
I think there's opportunities out there, and I think that people are starting to feel it. Like we saw new transactions were up 15% from this time last year.
Yep.
So 15% is a substantial number. So when we hear the news where things have skyrocketed or exploded, I'd say a 15% increase. It may not be an explosion, but it's a darn good. We're going in the right direction.
If we don't get more new listings, that chops into that inventory a big chunk at a time.
Well, I think that's important to talk about too, because what I don't think people understand is how that can manifest into an opportunity or a lost opportunity.
Yeah.
Because if that continues to stay at that pace and we have 15% more buyers, then the amount of inventory is going to shrink and the opportunities for a buyer are going to go down. Now, as a seller, you're probably going to start getting your prices back up again. Right.
Yep.
As that inventory shrinks, those prices are going to start going back up. But for a buyer, it's going to be devastating, because if they don't buy before that market shrinks, you are going to be in a competitive offer situation.
Again, yeah.
And you know what? They forgot that all these people out there, they forgot that's what happens. And so they're just sitting, I'm just going to wait. I want to fix my credit. I want to do this. I want to save more money. No. You got to get in
Warren
now.
Buffett. Yep, Warren Buffett. When people are fearful, be greedy. When people are greedy, be fearful.
That's
right.
And
I don't know if that's the right order or not, but it's just, I think people need to call you, get the plan going. Like I'm all set for a DSCR. You guys have my information. I'm going to do 2 more DSCRs before the end of the year. And I'm a landlord. I'm in it for the long haul. Real estate's made me most of my money.
Yes, it has. And it's preserved our money too.
It has too. So, and it's a great tax write-off for some individuals, and depending on your income. But I just think the holidays, like people, if you got the family in for 4 days around Thanksgiving, yes, we can take you off the market temporarily. But I've sold houses Thanksgiving Day. I've sold houses Christmas Eve.
Do you even need to take it off the market, or do you just tell
if you
a
got
potential
guests
buyer
and
that,
you got
hey, we're not
holiday dinner,
there's going to be no showings during
just
this
for a
week.
couple days, just for 2 days or 1 day?
Physically have to remove it from the market?
I do sometimes. If people have company, they don't want to worry about it. They don't want to bother. Take the dogs out, whatever they got to do, or make sure there's suitcases everywhere. They got 10 people in their house. That's no problem. But I've sold houses Christmas Eve and Christmas Day and New Year's Eve and New Year's Day.
Thanksgiving too.
And I think getting in before the end of the year, so you own that house. If you're going to buy a rental property, you want to do a DSCR. I've got some great buys right now. What's funny, Bruce, is I just think I have very few people call me wanting to just buy an investment property. Very rare. But I do have a lot of leapfroggers when I explain the numbers to them. Because what I have, the analytical people that call me with their notepad full of notes on buying that, I can't quite make the cash flow I want to make. I'm like, this is what real estate pays. The fact that you don't have all cash to buy it's not the real estate's fault.
That's right.
If you want a cash flow nowadays,
the market is always correct.
You probably need about 30% down to cash flow just slightly, but you will make money in the long haul. 5 years from now, I've never had somebody buy an investment property and say, oh, darn it, I shouldn't have done that. Because 5 years from now, your rent will be higher. The property will be worth, 10% more at least. And it's just, that's what it takes. And if you overanalyze it, you get analysis paralysis. And those people, I crack up. I'm just like, hey, leave them. I want to light their yellow notepad on fire, because it's not the property's fault. You either need to put more cash down or do it and suck it up and just get in the game.
Or some people are just unrealistic about it.
Yeah.
But, you're saying you don't get a lot of calls for investors. I get a lot of calls for investors. So my investor portfolio right now for a clientele that are buying investment is probably about 20% of my overall
And they're using that
pipeline right now.
DSCR, which is a great
A
product.
lot of
Yep.
them are using DSCRs. Some of them they're like, yeah, I'm going to go full dock conventional and then we'll go from there. And then they're like, yeah, you probably don't want to do that. I got a guy, he owns 4 companies right now. One of them hadn't finished their tax returns. The other 3 have. He's got to get profit and losses and balance sheets on all these companies. And the ones he owns 25% in, you got to have 2 years tax returns on them. I'm like, I can eliminate all that headache. He goes, oh no, it's no problem. I got the tax returns at my fingertip. No problem. We'll do it that way then.
Yeah.
But it's not necessarily a better way.
Yeah.
There's other opportunities for people to buy as investors that can simplify the process.
DSCR is such a neat product. And I think you guys have so many products, Bruce. But also, I wanted to ask you, the shutdown, did that slow you down?
No, it sped me up. My business is literally.
Is that because other people couldn't do the mortgages?
Well, I think it's because interest rates have settled a little bit.
Okay, because
I think that people are just feeling like the timing is right for them right now. But no, my buyers have really increased. I think my business is up. Well, as of right now, it's up. I can see about 17% from where it was even the month before.
Yeah.
So that's pretty substantial.
And I'm up 20% over last year as far as the number of sales, number of people we're helping, number of landlords. I'm up about 30% on the ones we're helping there to manage their properties. So if you want to make a real estate plan, give me a call. I can help you. 407-352-8118. And Bruce, how do they reach you?
Yeah, call the Loan Arranger right now at 407-250-9144 or webringyouhome.com. I'm here to help you with your purchase. I'm here to help you with your refinance. I'm here to help you. And I'll tell you whether it's the wrong time to refinance or the right time to refinance. Believe me, you'll get it from me. So I will help you with the home equity line of credit. I'll help you with FHA and VA and conventional and jumbo and construction to perm and how to buy a lot and then build on your home, or how to buy a home and renovate it, how to put your home on the market. Let's say that you want to fix your home up before you put it on the market. I can do that. We got loans for that.
Oh, wow.
There's all kinds of products for you to be able to get into the market. And at Cross Country, we've got every product you could possibly think of.
And one thing I've got a lot of people asking me for lately, it's funny because I used to be able to find a piece of property easily. I have people, I want land. I want to build a house.
Yep.
And it's just not there anymore. If there's a piece of land left over, like inside the Beltway in Greater Central Florida, and it's still left over and nobody's built on it yet, it's probably because it's swamp. Or it's got power lines buzzing overhead.
I do think that it's a little bit more challenging to find land right now, but it's not impossible.
But
because you have to remember that some guy may have been holding on to a great lot and now all of a sudden life changed.
But even that's gone, Bruce. I'm telling you, it's not out there, or it's very, very cost prohibitive, and it's easier just to go buy the older house and renovate it.
Sometimes,
or buy something that's really small and knock it down and build on it on a couple acres.
I will definitely say that for you to buy a lot and build with a construction loan is definitely, you want to do it because you're getting the house that you truly want. But is it cheaper? No. You'd be way better to buy an existing.
And most people that do it once don't do it again.
Yeah.
But I want to ask you about, speaking of new construction, I want to ask you, how are your builders doing? And which builders are you helping out there?
Well, we're working with Hardison right now. I do Trinity Family Builders. I've got several builders that don't do production. They do more semi-custom homes that our building is picking up.
Still got the 3D printed homes?
That I do.
Yep.
They are printed homes and they are unbelievable, as a matter of fact, and they can build those in 4 months. So yes, I have 3D printed homes. They build them, and they are 150-mile-an-hour wind homes.
Yep.
Including the roof. Unbelievable. You want something like that? You call me. I'll be happy to hook you up.
Do they print the roof? It's not a traditional roof?
No, the roof is not printed. The roof is a composite.
Okay.
So the roof, literally, it won't come off in a hurricane. They're 150-mile-an-hour. So it is a big sandwich of composite.
Oh, wow.
That won't, and it's not going to rot. It's not going to leak. It's a solid composite. So they're great products.
I think new construction is one way. I have people complaining about the interest rate. Well, hey, let's go to Trinity. Let's go get your closing costs paid.
$35,000 toward your closing costs
for a beautiful home.
For a beautiful home. I had a client. They were over in the Sorrento area, went to another builder that don't have me on their list. They went to the builder and they said, Bruce, you did our first mortgage. We'd love you to do this next one, but they wouldn't pay the closing costs if we didn't use their lender.
Yep.
So I said, that's pretty common with builders, right?
Yep.
That's
They have
not
they own their
uncommon.
mortgage companies usually.
So they were going to give him $18,000. But the problem is they told him he had to sell his home to qualify. So he calls me and I'm like, Joe, you don't have to sell your home to qualify. You're fine to qualify without selling your home. He goes, what do you mean?
Unless he was talking to somebody looking at a screen, reading a
I
script.
can do it. So I said, go back to the builder, tell him I'll give you a pre-approval. You get them to pay the closing costs and I'll do the loan. They refused to pay the closing costs if they didn't use their lender,
So you took
even
them down
though
the street.
their lender couldn't do it. So you know what I did? I said, where is this property? Oh, it's over in Sorrento. Do you know that I got a property with Trinity right down the street from where you're looking?
Yep.
Go look at them. I hooked them up with Tiffany. Tiffany they called me up and they went, Bruce, I got a bigger house, a better house, and they're paying 35 grand toward my closing costs.
And what that translates,
not 18.
That translates to a 5% mortgage, right? Is they use it to buy it down to get
absolutely.
Yeah.
So it got me the ability to buy that rate way down. But that builder that they originally went to could have had a deal. I wouldn't have switched them because I would have no reason to. If they would have acquiesced and said, let Bruce do the loan. He's been doing this.
Well, big corporate builder nationwide.
Well, starts with a Stanley and ends with
not seeing the forest through the trees, right?
Not seeing the forest, but you see that. I see that with these big builders. Listen, you got to have people. My team is so much more creative. They have more skills. My loan officers on my team that are not commission based, by the way, they're salary based. So there's no incentive to upsell you on a program.
Yep.
None. They have more knowledge and more skill than 90% of the loan officers I see out there. And I interview loan officers all the time. By the way, if you're a loan officer, you're good at what you do, you care about your clients, you have a great work ethic, you want a team to join, the one you're at right now isn't working out for you, you call me. I am opening new branches. I am helping people develop wealth in my business, and I will help you build your own branch if that's what you want. You call me now at 407-250-9144, 407-250-9144. If you want to get a mortgage, purchase, refinance, home equity line, you name it, I got it. Go to WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com.
All right, Cleve Loveland, 407-352-8118 or cleveloveland.com. I'm going to be working all weekend. You can give me a call. Enjoy this beautiful weather. And we still got, we got a minute?
We got about a minute left.
All right. So I just want to say, recapping, great numbers came in, sales ticking up, number of new listings down. If you're going to buy something, do it soon. Quit procrastinating. And there's no rich renters out there. Days on the market. How many homes? We didn't cover that. Actually, we didn't dive into that, Bruce.
Well,
how many
were at 65?
They're at 70 now.
70
I'm averaging about 30. So depending on what it is. And so
that's because you're priced right.
I'm on top of the market.
Co-op.
But also I sit down and talk to my sellers every couple of weeks and show them what's going on in the market. You know how many times when I see a home sitting at the same price for 90 days, I'm like, oh my God, where's that realtor? Probably running the register at Publix. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but it's just, they're not full-time in the business. They're not doing their job to help the sellers or buyers make their real estate
I'll tell you what happens sometimes with Cleve and I behind the scenes. When we cut to a break, he's actually working. He's communicating with his sellers going, hey, we had no showings. We're going to drop the price by 2,000 here. He's the next call. He goes, I got 2 buyers interested in your property. We're going to hold out for this price here on that one. He's literally working deals while we're on a break. And that's the way he should be.
One of these days, thank you for listening. One of these days, our agents are going to get us paid for this wonderful show we get to do. Thank you for joining us. Have a great weekend. We will talk to you next weekend.
407-352-8118 for Cleve Loveland or Bruce Woodburn, the Loan Arranger at WeBringYouHome.com. That's WeBringYouHome.com. Or call me at 407-250-9144. God bless. Have a great weekend.